On my recent videos I talked about how Pokemon is likely teasing a revisit to the Unova region and why the OG Dragon is likely not a real thing, yet. But before that, I am on record saying that I believe that Gen 2 will get some kind of Legends thing in the near future as well. In fact, I said it would be right after Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So Gen 5 would be in Gen 10, but if that's the case, why so many hints in Gen 9? Well, hey, I'm Not So Ace Trainer and I believe there's another pattern about to be broken. Let's get into it. Pokemon patterns haven't really been a thing. Until Gen 3 you had the main games and then the third version, with Gen 3 having the Gen 1 remakes, Fire Red and Leaf Green to the mix. Then Gen 4 had the Gen games, Diamond and Pearl, the third version which was Pokemon Platinum, and then the remakes for Gen 2, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Then Gen 5 had Black and White and a sequel, Black 2 and White 2, nothing else. Then things changed once again with Gen 6 having X and Y, and then Gen 3 remakes, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But then we had Gen 7 with Sun and Moon and then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but followed by Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Gen 8 was once again a surprise because after Sword and Shield we were hit with DLC, but as everyone predicted, right after we got Gen 4 remakes. Oh, but what's that? Well, that's a prequel to Gen 4, a new type of game, and it's called Pokemon Legends Arceus. So, no patterns. If there is one, it loosely tells us that after they're done with the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, we're gonna get something Gen 2, because they did skip a gen from Gen 3 remakes to Gen 4 remakes. But if so, why are they painting both Unova and Johto in the same game? We're already going to Unova in the DLC, and Kitakami did have Johto themes playing, as well as a very familiar feeling. Ingo is in the past for whatever reason, and there are Paradox Beasts and Paradox Swords of Justice. There's fingers pointing to both Gen 2 and Gen 5. And we also have a possible Legends game to worry about, because that's a new thing. And here's where I think things will be different. Gen 10 will not be released when the new gen usually is. If that was the case, if we only had one more game, one more remake before a new gen, it would make it a 2025 game. But 2026 is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, and that is such a big deal that I don't think it will be a revisit or a remake year. It will be a new gen year. That would make the next 2 years something completely different from what we ever got from Game Freak, while still keeping everything else fresh. It's no secret that everything needs to move in the same direction when it comes to the Pokemon franchise, the Pokemon machine, the anime, the cards, the games, the merch, everything. But the anime is kinda free from that right now. There's no one region ever since Journeys. Ash and Go were just adventuring through the various regions, and now Liko and Roy are as well. There's a clear Terra theme to it, but an anime can last quite longer than a game. The TCG can easily adapt to remakes, revisits, you name it. It's the one that's the least affected. And now, with main games, DLCs, remakes, possible sequels which I think are on the way for Gen 5, plus the possibility of releasing old games on the NSO and adding prequels with Legends games to the mix, the games have a lot more room to move around. That's why I feel like Gen 10 can and will be saved for 2026 and the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, and that the next 2 years will have Gen 5 and Gen 2 or Sinjo, as I think will be the case. The 10th anniversary had Gen 4 being released, the 20th had Gen 7, and I believe that won't change right now. This could also do something interesting by having a familiar region be the start of Pokemon in a new console. When the Switch came around, it wasn't Pokemon Sword and Shield that cut the rope and let all the Pokemaniacs in. Nope, that was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, appealing not only to the OG fans, but also to the Pokemon Go masses. And now, it's undeniable that after so long, a new console, a Switch 2, a Switch Pro or a new Nintendo Switch is very likely coming, maybe as early as 2024. While that year's game might not be on that console yet, it would make it so the 2025 game, be it the Gen 5 stuff or the Gen 2/Sinjo Legends game, could be used as a proverbial block of cheese in the Rattata trap, carefully laid there to lure us all in once again in order to boost the sales of a new console on that second year. Whatever the route they take, I am pretty sure that with the teaser we've been getting, I believe it is fair to start thinking about Gen 10 as a 30th anniversary thing. And that is all I have for you today, a little bit of a discussion on something that hit me while writing the script for the original Dragon video, which you should absolutely check out. But what do you think? Will they keep the schedule of Sword and Shield, or will they have a new one? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content, and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.